What is going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 12 of the story of Ricky Holberman. The Indians have offered Mr. Holberman arbitration. And now we got to decide, how much is Ricky worth? You know, he's a pro that's been hitting 30-plus home runs for 3 seasons in a row, right? So obviously you're going to be wanting to ask for a little bit of change. So $3.5 million is a pretty generous offer. They will accept that, which if you're the Indians, I think you should, because they just signed Joey Gallo to be the backup first baseman, but he will be the designated hitter on this lineup. Starlin Castro at second base, Yandy Diaz at third, Francisco Lindor at short, Tyler Naquin taking over the starting gig out in left field. He's 31 years old in this, guys, so keep that in mind. That's how far we've progressed in this road to the show. Lewis Brinson and Nomar Mazara, 2 right fielders. So really there's no... I know that Holberman was kind of playing some left field. He's playing some outfield for the Red Sox before he got traded over everywhere, pretty much across the MLB. So he's never played outfield since then. He can play a little bit, but he's just never been put out there. Relegated to a first baseman only. He's been trying his hardest to talk to his agent to get to become a third baseman full-time. And, you know, Yandy Diaz at that third base spot, it might come to fruition that Holberman ends up getting a third base start here at some point during this season. So we saw his numbers last year, hit 42 home runs, 311. I mean, the guy was amazing, right? 311 or 317. The guy was amazing. And hopefully that progress that he made last season, he can build on that and take it into this season and do some good things for this Indians team that, you know, really needs another good season, right? So here we are in Seattle, top of the second, Holberman getting his first at-bat of the game. And, you know, Andrew Moore, watch out for this guy, okay? Pretty highly touted prospect in the Mariners organization. And so we want to watch and see how he's going to pitch Holberman here, and he's going to jam him. He's going to jam him high and inside with a running fastball, like a little two-seam action type of deal, and Holberman's going to pop out. So not a good start. Ricky, where's the power? Indians will be up 3-0 in the top of the fourth, and Holberman's also going to get the same pitch. We were looking for it because Moore likes to challenge him. It's pretty evident in that last at-bat. And he's going to do the same thing, except he's going to pop it out to shortstop. And then in the top of the 6th inning, 5-0 game Cleveland, Holberman actually gets a hold of this baseball high and outside, and is going to deposit that for a 2-run home run, 365-foot shot. It's going to be 7-0. So after some weird at-bats against Andrew Moore, Holberman comes up in the top of the 6th and gets another home run. So I don't know. He's kind of getting 2023 off on the right foot, right? So Joe Ross gets the win for the Cleveland Indians in opening day for 2023. Let's skip a little bit ahead and take on the Detroit Tigers and Michael Fulmer at home. Holberman not doing too hot. Hovering around in the 180s in the batting average department. Not good. Kind of a early spring slump. But he's going to get a walk. So at least that's a good sign. So he's seeing the baseball well enough, especially against a good pitcher like Fulmer. And he gets on, but the Indians can't do anything to score any of their runners on base. But Holberman in the bottom of the 6th inning is going to hit a 2-run home run off of Fulmer to give the Indians the lead. Now, you can't challenge Ricky Holberman with a slider that's going to run right across the middle of the plate. You can't do that to a lot of hitters, but especially to a guy that hit 42 home runs last year, it's a no-no. It's a no-no. He's going to make you pay. So the Indians yet again get another W on the back of Ricky Holberman in the 6th innings, right? The tail of the 6th inning. He gets 2 home runs in 2 of these games that we're showing in the 6th inning. It's pretty funny. 256 right now and 121 at-bats, 4 home runs, 15 ribbies. He's starting to get the stolen bases up a little bit, so we're working on his speed and some of the training. And it's kind of funny because he's more of an athletic type of first baseman, guys. He's not that big, lumbering Prince Fielder type, right? He's more like that Paul Goldschmidt. And yeah, that's really his mold. So we're going to go up against the New York Yankees, and guess what? Jordan Montgomery, if you guys have not seen the history between Holberman and Montgomery, Holberman owns Jordan Montgomery. Every time that we seem to come over to Yankee Stadium and try to take on that southpaw, it seems to not go in his favor. So in the top of the ninth here, it's a 7-1 game, Cleveland, and double play ball. Going to squander the insurance run attempt, right? So Indians get the W yet again on the back of yet again another Holberman home run. So it seems like every time Holberman gets a home run in a game, we're winning. We're winning. So good stuff out of Ricky, right? And obviously look at what he's doing the last 10 games. 342, 13 hits, 1 home run and 5 ribbies. And now we're going to have to go to Detroit to take on the Tigers. And another interesting matchup, another guy that Holberman absolutely owns is this pitcher, Richard Stocker, for the Detroit Tigers. Now, if you don't remember, the last time that we were in Detroit, Holberman had 4 home runs in a game. I believe he hit 2 of them off of Jake Arrieta, and he hit 2 of them off of Richard Stocker. So to say that Holberman owns Stocker is a little, I don't know, it's a little discounted. So we'll have to see what he's going to do here, right? Stocker pitching him very closely. Cleveland already nursing a 1-0 lead in the top of the first, and he's end up just going to say, you know what, Ricky, you owe me, so I'm just going to let you walk. I'm going to let you walk. And it actually doesn't come back to haunt him or hurt the Tigers as they don't score that run. So it's actually now 1-1 in the top of the 4th inning, and Stocker's going to win this battle in the Holberman-Stocker war. He gets a ground out to third base, and here is the next at-bat against Stocker in a 3-1 Tigers lead in the top of the 6th. So again, here we are in the top of the 6th inning, and Holberman trying to, yet again, you guessed it, hit another home run. It'll be, it's like the mark of the beast. He's going to have 3 home runs in the 6th inning. It's pretty crazy. And here is a line drive right out there to left field, right over top of the wall, over the yellow marker. Bada bing, bada boom, cha-ching. 363. 6th home run for Ricky Holberman, and it's going to pull the Indians within 1 run of the Tiger lead. So we are going to skip ahead here to the top of the 9th, and because Holberman just is on this insanely ridiculous hot streak right now, they're going to intentionally walk him to set up the double play, but guess what? They pull him off the bag, and he was safe at second, but the runner, the batter, could not get to first base safely in time. So they will get the out, and the Tigers end up winning the game in the bottom half of the inning. So agent John Kent is calling Holberman to just see, hey buddy, how are things going? You know, Cleveland, you guys aren't really playing that well right now. So do you think you want an out? And Ricky's thinking, hey, I've been moved all over the place. I've been moved to New York. I've been moved to Milwaukee. I was only there for 2 weeks. I've been moved to Colorado, from Boston to Cleveland. I just kind of want to just lay low a little bit. Just lay low. Find a place I can call home for a little bit and see how I can do. And why does everybody want to trade me? I'm hitting 40 home runs, 35 home runs every year. Right? It's ridiculous. So halfway through the season, we're 31-30, and guess what? We're getting moved again. We're getting traded again. And is it any surprise at this point? Not to me. I think the biggest surprise out of this is coming the fact that he's going back to Boston. So Boston gets rid of him as a rookie in a one-year pro. He builds up his skills, builds up everything he's been working on, and then now Boston wants him back. So basically what they did is that they used other teams to just say, hey, Ricky, go work on yourself. Go work on yourself, and when you're ready, you can come back to Boston. Come back for the big time. So he's coming back home to Boston. So we'll just have to see how this is going to pan out. I mean, Cleveland was in And you guys will notice this when we get into the standings. Look at this. The Red Sox are 38-27 at the time of this trade. They're a game and a half back of the Blue Jays. The Indians are only 4 games out of first place in the Central. So trading a guy that hit 42 home runs when you're 4 games out would probably signify and signal that you don't think you have a shot, right? But a little bit later on, I will update you guys on the standings, and actually Cleveland does end up doing pretty well this season. So Josh Bell, interesting story, 343 right now, hitting 22 home runs. Holberman is kind of right behind him there in the home runs department by half, okay? 22-11. Josh Bell deservedly is getting first place votes for the American League All-Star Game. And I can't take away anything that Josh Bell is doing right now. It's crazy. It's crazy. 340 with 22 home runs. Guy's on pace to hit 44. Like, we're not even halfway through the season yet. It's crazy. Crazy. All right, let's skip ahead. We're going to go play Baltimore at Camden Yards. 3:17 for Ricky. And early on in this game, Boston's got a lead. Top of the first with runner on second base, runner in scoring position against Gabriel Ynoa, another pitcher that Holberman owns, right? Saw a couple home runs off of Ynoa out against Chicago. So this kind of theme, this theme that I'm seeing in this video is that Ricky's playing against pitchers that he owns. It's pretty crazy. All right, so 1-1 count here against Ynoa, and Holberman is actually going to get another slide piece that's going to dive right across the heart of the plate. A little bit low. Tough pitch to handle here. 1-2. 17 pitches in for Ynoa, and a slider on the outside is going to get a ground ball over to second base. Makes the play to Maikel Franco, and the inning is over. So Boston is now down 5-2, but in the top of the 5th, Ricky comes up with 2 outs against Ynoa, and as we alluded to, he just he owns him. He owns him. He's going to hit a 3-run shot for his 12th on the season, 447-foot shot, and he's going to tie the game. The top of the 5th, the Orioles will end up botching the game. Red Sox win it, and you got to start to think that Ricky is making his presence felt in this Boston lineup, right? He's comfortable, right? He's coming back to a place that he knows, and you know he likes the pressure. He likes that. He wants to bring Boston a World Series championship. All-Star game out in Washington again. And we're losing. American League is losing 6-2. And against Kenley Jansen, Holberman did not become the starting first baseman of the All-Star game. So he had a back-to-back streak there with Cleveland. This season, though, he is the backup. This is a pinch hit role that he had against Kenley Jansen, and not going to end too well. So hit the ball hard. Tough thing to do off of Jansen, but he did so right at Russell Springer. And there you go. That's it. National League is going to win that. So there you go. Indians, like I said, American League Central, they are winning right now. They're 16-47, 2 games ahead of Kansas City. And, by the way, Yankees fans will hate this. Aaron Judge is a Boston Red Sox. Aaron Judge is a Boston Red Sox. Can you believe this? So now you have a power trio of Holberman, Judge, and JD Martinez. Crazy lineup for power, right? So here's Ricky Holberman here on second base, and he's actually going to go ahead and get into home, sliding in safely. Bottom of the 2nd, JT Riddle comes up with that RBI. Boston is now winning 1-0 against the vaunted New York Yankees. Bottom of the 4th here when Holberman gets a single right in that 5-5 hole again against, who you guessed it, Jordan Montgomery. Manager is telling us to steal a base. So Holberman, with as many stolen bases as he has this season, he's definitely got that a part of his game. He is going to take off, and it wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. So gets a stolen base. Big run here. Really big run here. 3-1 count on the batter. What's it going to be? Oh, by the way, we're thinking about stealing third, too. Holberman's going to end up taking off because if we get a base hit, it's going to be huge. Going to get that extra run. But Holberman actually slides in safely to third, and he got a huge jump. I love the showtime. Love the showtime. It really helps. So, now, a RBI, move up 90 feet. That's all it took. Now, if he was still at second base, he would have had to stop at third. So, Holberman's hustle, Holberman's tact, got Boston another run. Full count here. David Robertson pitching and bases loaded. Nowhere else to put him. Judge comes into home. He's on third base. Walked in a run. Boston's going to beat the Yankees there. We'll skip a little bit ahead. Holberman's actually in line to win his very first Golden Glove Award this season. He's actually been playing really well defensively, apparently. And Silver Slugger, Holberman is in second place, right? Blue Jays still ahead of us by a game and a half, 77-67. So this matchup here against the Jays is absolutely huge. Holberman, 20 stolen bases, 30-plus home runs yet again. I don't know what else to say to you guys. The guy is an absolute stud, and there is no reason that Boston should trade a player like that. I hope that they don't trade him next season. We'll just have to see how it plans out, man. It's just, it's frustrating. All right, not to get on too much of a tangent. Bottom of the second here, Holberman going to get dusted back there on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. So you got to be watching out for something across the middle of the plate or on the outside, trying to back you off. And he's yet again starting to come back inside. We were not looking for that. 97 is going to hit the bottom corner of the inside part of the plate here. 2-2. And fastball high and out. And Holberman's going to hit this hard line drive way out there to center field. Almost got to the Green Monster to bounce off, but center fielder's going to make a play here. And in the bottom of the fourth, runner on first base, Holberman's going to send a ground ball right past shortstop for a base hit. Toronto is up 1-0. So remember, guys, this is a big matchup against the Blue Jays. If we can win this game, we're going to be a half a game back from the division lead. Very, very crucial. Very, very clutch. Runner on second base here, and Holberman's actually going to draw a walk. So now 2 runners on with nobody down. Bases loaded now with only 1 down. Shortstop's going to elect to go to first base. Run will score. That's Holberman who scores. Boston ties the game 3-3. Bottom of the 7th inning, and now we're losing 6-3. And Holberman's going to send a line drive off of the Green Monster, get into second base. So now we're back in business here. I know it's 2 outs, but it's better late than never to try to get a rally going. Holberman getting in there with that double gives us a better shot to come back at this lead here. So we can see, I mean, just look at his swing, man. He's just on fire. On fire. Still 6-3 here. Ground ball back with the middle. Holberman is actually going to end up scoring. The throw is going to go offline, so it's going to be 6-4 game. So Holberman's double comes back for good stuff, good things. And it's actually going to be a 6-6 game as we skip ahead to the bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded, and Holberman, a slider or curveball that goes into the dirt and away from the catcher is going to allow the runner to score. Barnes with the wild pitch. It's going to be a 7-6 game. Boston is winning, and Terry Francona is the bench coach for Toronto. How crazy is that, right? So he knows Ricky Holberman pretty well, guys, right? From out in Boston, then in Cleveland, right? He's got that little connection there. Fly ball with 1 out is going to score the run from third as a sacrifice. It's going to be 8-6 in the bottom of the 8th. And, the Blue Jays still end up winning the game. So Boston chokes away the lead. And now we're going to be 2 games back. We'll skip a little bit ahead even further, about 11 games further. And now we're only 1 game back. How things have all played out, right? Pretty crazy. So the Red Sox, we'll go ahead and skip ahead. We did end up making the playoffs as a wild card team. We're going to take on the Seattle Mariners. So Holberman's final season line, 297, 38 home runs, over 100 RBIs again, over 20 stolen bases. Just had absolutely another monster season. It's going to be really interesting to see how he does next year in a Boston uniform, because I'm sure that he's going to be offered salary arbitration yet again. But we got to focus on one thing and one thing alone: win the 1-game playoff If we can do that, we can go home happy. We can go back to Boston, and we'll find out who we're going to play. So 3-0 game here. We're playing against Andrew Moore. So it's pretty funny just how the season started against Seattle and Andrew Moore. It's looking like that's the way it's going to finish here, because he challenges Holberman yet again, high and inside, and he pops out. So we got to work on that a little bit. 3-0 game here, still in the top of the 6th inning, and Holberman has not gotten on base yet. Flies out to center field. Top of the 8th, 4-0. Holberman's next at bat, and he is actually going to activate that showtime a little bit early. And we're going to get a base hit right past third and short. So right through the hole. Going to get on for the first time all game long. I did want to show you guys that hit, even though it didn't amount to a run scored. Boston wins the wild card game, and we're going to go on to the ALDS. Josh Bell won the American League MVP. Yarlin Garcia wins the Cy Young. Wow. Yarlin Garcia for Toronto. It's crazy. Greg Metz, a first baseman for the Twins, wins Rookie of the Year. Francisco Mejia wins a Gold Glove at catcher. Ricky Holberman wins a Gold Glove at first base. His first ever, mind you. So we'll chalk that up in the books. Silver Slugger is going to go to Josh Bell. Holberman actually finished second. So Holberman's run, right, of 2 straight All-Star appearances as a starter. Holberman's run as a consecutive two-time winner of the Silver Slugger at first base comes to an end, thanks to Josh Bell. So we're going to take on the Angels, the 108-54 LA Angels. We have got the series down to 2-1. So we're ahead of them, right? We only need one more win. One more win. The last game, Boston won 5-4 off of 2 home runs by Ricky. Sitting about 540 this season so far. And the Angels are up currently early in the bottom of the second, 1-0. And as the series is coming to a close here, we've only got 2 games max to go. We got to get this W. Got to get this W at home. It's be an elimination game, right? We win, we go on to the AL Championship Series, and with Boston, Ricky hasn't really gotten it done here in Boston. Now, the first time that we really went somewhere in the playoffs was with Cleveland, when we won the World Series with Cleveland. So Ricky does have a ring, and I think that that's why Boston wanted to acquire his services back. Boston's actually going to pull this to a 2-1 game, and with JT Riddle up at the plate and Holberman here at second base, Drew Smiley is going to strike him out, and the inning is over. So Angels 3-1 now in the bottom of the 7th, and Holberman comes up clutch, comes up big time. Bottom of the 7th, guys. After that double, runner in scoring position here, 2-2 count, and a fly ball. Get to the Green Monster. Please get to the Green Monster. It's not. It's going to get to the warning track. Outfielder's going to make that catch. And then things really escalated really quickly. The Angels are now up 10-1 in the bottom of the 9th. Holberman is the last chance. And there we go. There we go. It's over. So the Angels are going to tie up the series 2-2. And, you know, guys, I kind of feel bad. If the Angels lose in the ALDS, that season was totally pointless. They had 108 wins. Okay? Like, I feel terrible if we win this game, this elimination game. But, you know, they got to earn it. They got to earn it one more time. One more time. They got to prove themselves one more time. So Holberman going to get that double early on. Doesn't amount to much. Top of the 3rd, we're losing 7-2 against Shohei Ohtani, and boosh! Holberman comes through clutch, bases loaded, down by 5. He hits a grand slam in the top of the 3rd. So insta offense right there. 7-6 now. We're only down 1. Holberman just brought us back to life here in an elimination game. Top of the 5th, 7-6 game here still, and a runner on second base, and Holberman's going to go deep again. Again for a big-time boosh. 2-run shot. 8-7 game now. Holberman coming up absolutely huge in both of his at-bats. He's now 3 for 3, a home run, 2 home runs, excuse me, a double, and 6 RBIs. He's made up 60% of the runs scored thus far, so far in this game. Top of the 7th, 10-10. So both these teams duking it out big time. They want this game. They want this game. Run around first base here. Holberman at bat, nobody down. Try to avoid the double play ball, and Holberman just shoots it right through the gap there between second and short, right back up the middle. Now we're back in business. Top of the 7th, 1 down. Run around first and second base, and a strikeout. You can't have it. That's JT Riddle. Strikes out. Now we got 2 away here in the top of the 7th. And Torres gonna strike out again. So 2 strikeouts in a row. Chavez gets the Angels out of it. And as we skip forward, the Angels in the last 2 innings score 3 runs. And with 1 away in the top of the 9th, Holberman comes up, down by 3, hits a fly ball out there to right field. 13-10, guys, is your final score. The LA Angels are going to advance to the American League Championship Series. Kind of depressing, but like I said earlier, I don't feel too bad losing, because the fact that they had 108 wins, that would kind of suck to have lost in the first round of the playoffs. So they go on to face against the Cubs, and they end up beating them. So the Angels end up winning the World Series. So I think we can have some solace in the fact that we lost to the eventual World Series champions. Now, whether that path would have been easy for us had we taken out the Angels, would we have won a World Series? That's always 2020, right? So let's take a look at some of the players that are going to be retiring. Got Aaron Sanchez. Pretty surprising, 31 years old, starting pitcher. I thought that he had more of a longer career awaiting him than being done at 31. Yu Darvish done at 37, going out a World Series loser because the Angels end up winning. Austin Jackson, A.J. Pollock, some of my favorite outfielders. So, guys, we'll have to see how Holberman's going to handle this offseason. I think that he's wanting to come back to Boston. And we do get an agent call. We got an agent call trying to check up and see how we're going to be feeling about next season. Do you want a position change? All that good stuff. Post in the comments below what you think is going to happen, what you want to happen. And I'll see you guys in the next one. As always, peace.